Governor Ron DeSantis said during a press conference Thursday afternoon that state and local authorities are helping those who have been displaced due to the collapse have a place to go. DeSantis noted hotel rooms were being set up for those displaced. We have one sound clip of the governor. I don't know if it's that specific one, but here's the one we do have. Roll that, G.
We had a major structure, and one side of it collapsed at the wee hours of the morning. There were folks there in Miami-Dade and Surfside. They were immediately on scene. I've spoken with both the local mayors, Surfside and Bal Harbor. We have emergency response personnel dispatched there. The first responders were able to save a lot of people. They are going to be going through more. And, it's a really, really tragic situation. So we'll hope for the best in terms of additional recoveries, but we are bracing for some bad news, just given the destruction that we're seeing. So I'm going to be making it down there very shortly, and the state's going to be able to do we'll be helping out in any way that we can. But I do think the quick response was very important, and I do think it saved lives. So I want to thank the folks for their bravery in doing that.
Yeah, you think about search and rescue teams. I happen to see footage from Miami-Dade Fire Department of these rescuers in this building, waist high in water, I guess at the bottom, probably in the bottom floor or some floor they could get to. Waist high in water, roof, the buildings still have collapsed, are all under there. I'm assuming trying to get to someplace or someone they know that is there. They've got jacks there trying to keep up whatever structure they think needs to be supported. But they're in there. And this is what they do. This is what police, fire, emergency personnel. This is what they do. They don't think about what people in that building want to defund they don't think about any of this nonsense. They go in and save lives. They go in to save lives. That's what they do. That's what they're trained to do. That's what they're born to do. That's what they love to do. That's why they're doing these jobs, and they're in there right now. And I've seen some of the footage, and it's unbelievable. And they're in there, and they're calm, and you look at what the position they're in to try to save lives. This building's half on top of them. They have no idea what's going to happen, but they're in there. So you keep them in your prayers as well. Just a couple of live updates here. As of 3 hours ago, Miami-Dade mayor confirms 102 people now. The count has risen to 102 people have been unaccounted for. I've heard 99. Now it's 102 residents have been unaccounted for 15 hours after this started. Rescuers, this is also 3 hours ago, Miami-Dade fire officials said rescuers have heard what sounds like banging from within the rubble, but not voices, as they continue to search for survivors of the Champlain Towers complex. They're using sonar equipment. 37 people have been pulled from the structure so far, and the portions of the buildings that did not collapse have been evacuated, but at least 102 remain unaccounted for. Obviously, there's an hour ago, there was some GoFundMe setups for hubs for valid Surfside collapse fundraisers. And then just a little over an hour ago, Florida Governor DeSantis declares a state of emergency from Miami-Dade County. Governor Ron DeSantis on Thursday declared a state of emergency in Miami-Dade County after the Champlain Towers South building collapsed. County Mayor Daniela Levine had also declared a state of emergency and asked the governor to do the same in order to receive streamlined state resources for the recovery effort, which was still underway. President Biden also said earlier in the day that the federal government and FEMA were prepared to provide further assistance once DeSantis formally declared the emergency. Here is the president talking about Florida. Where's that, G? No, I know we have it. I saw it, right? Cut 30. This is Biden addressing this Miami tragedy. Not to make a big deal about it, but just
I hope he doesn't
I think what you're going to see, the clip. Does the clip start as he's leaving, G? So supposedly, I guess, I didn't see this, but he was asked about this at the very beginning of the press conference and either didn't remember or didn't have any information, but he didn't answer the question. Went through the whole press conference and still didn't address it, and started to leave. And what you're going to see here is the vice president had to come up to him and remind him that he hadn't commented on it yet. Cut 30, roll that.
I've got to get a helicopter.
So he's leaving. So she says, you haven't talked
Yes, I
about.
apologize. Yes, thank you. My president.
Thanks, Mama.
I've spoken with,
It's like his nurse's aide.
coincidentally, the mayor of Miami-Dade was in my office yesterday. And I talked to her today, not about that, obviously. And so I had a long discussion with her today.
This guy.
I've also spoken with, we've been in contact with the Congresswoman, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who has that district. We've gotten in touch with FEMA. They're ready to go. The governor is going to have to, we can't, they're down inspecting on what they think is needed. But I'm waiting for the governor to ask for declare an emergency. And especially as we learn more about what the rest might happen in the rest of the building. So we are on top of it. We are ready to move from the federal resources immediately, if in fact we're asked for it. But we can't go in and do it now, but the FEMA is down there, taking a look at what's needed, and including from everything from if the rest of those buildings have to be evacuated as well, finding housing for those people, making sure they have the capacity to both have a place to shelter and food to eat, et cetera. So that's underway now, and my chief of staff has been deeply involved in this from the very beginning. We got the cabinet involved in it now in terms of dealing with FEMA. We're working on it, and I made it clear. I say to the people of Florida, whatever help you want that the federal government can provide, we're waiting. Just ask us, we'll be there.